Hey book lovers, Dawn here. I'm filming on my phone, which I've never done before, so this is an adventure. Also, I'm at work, but I'm on break, don't worry, I'm not slacking off or anything. I am ridiculously long overdue on a response video for Hologram for the King, so I'm really sorry, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. I don't have a lot to say, unfortunately, just because it was so long ago that I actually finished the book. What I did for Hologram for the King was one of the other people in the book club posted a link on our Facebook page to an audiobook download. I forget who actually posted it, I'm sorry. Whoever it was, kudos to you. I had never really been big on audiobooks before, just because I personally tend to read a lot faster than audiobook readers. But it was kind of fun to try something different, which I think is the whole point of the book club, is trying new things. I liked the guy who read the audiobook. Again, I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. But he did a pretty good job doing like different voices for all the characters, but not so different that it took away from the story. So, like I said, haven't really listened to a lot of audiobooks before. So, I guess pros and cons of audiobooks. Pros: I can listen to it while I'm doing something else. Unlike a book, you have to basically sit down and give all of your focus to the page. You can't be looking at other things. So that was good. I would listen to the book while I was like making dinner or eating, things like that. It was also really good to listen to while I was going for walks. But I couldn't listen to it on the bus. I found that the bus was way too loud. And that was a bit of a problem because I like to read on the bus. So lost out on some reading time then. Movie magic, I teleported. Actually what happened was I got home and went to upload my video and realized that part of it had no sound. So I'm going to try to recap what I said. I was talking about the pros and cons of audiobooks. Another con is that I find it very difficult to pick it up and put it back down again, which I do a lot with books. Like I'll just read a couple pages at a time. And I found that with the audiobook format, I had to dedicate longer periods of time to reading it than I would with just a book. So audiobooks necessarily aren't for me, but I can definitely see why other people like them. As for the storyline, sometimes I found it hard to follow when it jumped around between points of time, past memories, and then talking about Kit and all over the place. Maybe that's just the formatting issue of the audiobook. Maybe if I had read it on paper, it would have had some sort of signifier for when it jumped through the different parts of time, and I might have found it easier to follow that way. I found that the book was trying desperately hard to reach some sort of point that it never reached. And for a long time this was really frustrating to me, but somewhere towards the end of reading it, I kind of figured out that it was mirroring Alan's own life, and he was trying desperately to have some sort of purpose in his life and didn't have that. So that made the book a little bit easier to bear, the whole struggle towards something and never reaching it. Although I could not get over the ending, I feel like it just stopped in the middle of nowhere and left us hanging. I mean, I don't expect to know everything about how it ended, but I at least want a little bit of closure. Again, it mirrors Alan's own life. He doesn't know what's happening either. But it still frustrated me a lot. Reminds me of, you know, the whole trope of ending in a middle of a sentence or something like that. I did like some parts of the book, and parts that I really liked were parts about the American culture and the Saudi Arabian culture interacting. I don't really know much about Saudi Arabia myself, so it was really interesting to see that, and I felt that I could really relate to it because Alan's own American culture is similar enough to my Canadian culture for me to understand the differences. And movie magic is going to teleport back to the office. I just read on the internet that someone's thinking of making a movie adaptation of this book. Personally, I don't think it will be a very successful movie, but you never know, things could go really well. Overall, it wasn't really my sort of book, and I did have some trouble finishing it, like the other people in the group, but I powered through, I tend to feel bad if I... Bonus night vlogging. The people in my office thought that I was crazy. One guy came in and I hurried to shut my camera off. It was awkward, and then I just wanted to sing, "The people in the office think that I'm crazy." Okay, I'm done. Good night.